It was nearly Easter on the island of Sodor, and all the engines and children were getting very excited. The Fat Controller was holding a grand Easter egg hunt. All of them would be there. All that is, except Stephen and Bridget, who were stuck at home feeling ill. The children had a lovely day, but Stephen and Bridget felt depressed. They wanted to join in the fun too. This gave the Fat Controller an idea. Later that day he went to the sheds. The only engines there were Duck and James.
I need an engine to help out with a very important job.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, look no further, sir. I am happy to help.
James, you may get stuck with the beehives again, and I think they would only be too fond of your boiler again.
Says the one who had a new coat of fish.
Duck didn't say another word.
Thank you, James. Meet me and my grandchildren in Knapford tomorrow morning. Also, please nip to the fitters before this to receive special paint for yourself, James.
I will look splendid. Thank you very much, sir.
James went to the coach yard to find some coaches when he heard a voice.
Hello, dear.
There was old Slowcoach, who Thomas and Percy had rescued from scrap a couple of years ago.
Why, Coach, it's so lovely to see you again. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind helping me.
Well, I could certainly try, dear. But how?
James then told her all about the Fat Controller's plan for his grandchildren.
An Easter egg hunt across Sodor? Oh, I would love it. I would be honoured to help as your coach for the day.
James was delighted. He coupled up to her, and then they both went to go and get washed and polished. Easter Sunday soon arrived. The Fat Controller and his grandchildren were waiting on the platform at Knapford Station as James drew in. He did indeed look splendid. His boiler glistened in the sun, and his new paintwork made him smile from buffer to buffer. And old Slowcoach had had her paintwork and polished, spiffed, until she gleamed.
Wow, James, you look splendid.
He looks more than that, Bridget. He looks, splendiferous.
Oh, stop it, you two. Actually, don't. Keep the compliments coming.
Come on, James. We haven't time for that now. Let's get going.
Oh, sorry, sir. Let's go.
James gave a cheerful toot, and he left the station. The Fat Controller had given his driver, Stephen and Bridget, a map of clues and riddles to solve whilst they were out for the day. The first clue seems to be a picture of a bluebird.
What do we know that is a bluebird? Could be something in the forest, dearies.
No, I know where this is. This is the Bluebird Cafe near Crosby. James soon pulled into Crosby, and the children quickly rushed to the cafe. they soon returned smiling. Bridget came out with an Easter egg that was purple and pink with a swirl and whirl design, and Stephen had one that was a gorgeous shade of gold. The children then looked to the next clue. The second clue was a picture of a horse munching on some hay. Bridget smiled.
This one should be easy. This is Farmer McCall's farm.
They climbed back into old Slowcoach, and they set off back up the line. Old Slowcoach tittered happily behind James.
Oh, this is so much fun, isn't it, James?
Well, I've been enjoying myself. I just wish we could have found clues for the hunt.
Don't worry, a little mud never hurt anyone.
Pretty soon, they reached Farmer McCall's farm. The children made straight for the hay bales, but as they ran, mud pellets started flying around.
Children, mind the paintwork. This is only fresh on today.
Oh, don't be such a drama queen, James. You're a steam engine. You can't expect to stay clean all the time.
I can, and I intend to.
The children unveiled the eggs, and soon they came to their final clue, which was in a riddle form. I am away very far, but a train can get me here.
You may have a sweet surprise when you draw near.
This is going to be a tricky one. Come on, guys, let's head off and we can have a think. Meanwhile, up near the chocolate factory lay the final eggs, and on the line, Boko and Percy were helping Roger and the workmen repair some of the lines. But what Boko didn't know was that his oil had leaked over some of the tracks. James and old Slowcoach were slowly starting to go up the hill on the other side of the chocolate factory.
Wait a minute. We're near the chocolate factory. That may be the final clue. You may have a sweet surprise.
Well done, old Slowcoach.
Okay, James, to the chocolate factory! Boko and Percy saw James coming down the hill with Easter egg special, but suddenly Roger noticed the oil spill.
Oh no! James! Stop! Stop!
But it was too late.
Well, that certainly was a sweet surprise.
My beautiful paintwork.
The Fat Controller and his grandchildren stepped out of old Slowcoach.
Sorry, sir. We tried to warn you about the oil slip, but...
No need to apologise, Roger. Nobody's been hurt. Well, mainly besides the chocolate factory. But all in all, no harm done.
Yes, the first time it wasn't me who had a big accident.
Stephen, look!
The final Easter eggs! And including James, makes him the biggest one of all. Everyone laughed. Even James. Later that night, James was having the last of the chocolate cleaned out of his funnel. Duck, old Slowcoach, and Percy were at the sheds too, and Boko had just returned from finishing off with the workman's train.
I thought you said you had brought back a chocolate egg from today.
Yes, Duck. It's in the berth, right next to you.
Oh yes. Must be red velvet.
James sighed, and he rolled back into his berth without another word.